Hey guys, it's Bug. Welcome back to Mediocre Arts and Crafts. Today we are making this card. It is super shiny. And I'm honored to be participating in my first hop in celebration of Kim Dixon Creative's 500 subscribers. Congratulations, Kim. She's providing a prize for 2 lucky commenters. You could win a set of 96 Arteza Real Brush Pens, which is a $58.99 value, or a $25 gift certificate to the MayMayMadeIt.com store. These videos are not sponsored by Arteza or by MayMayMadeIt.com. Kim is providing these prizes. The price of the pens is open to U.S. residents only, but the gift card is open to both U.S. and international residents. In order to be entered into the giveaway, make sure to comment on all 3 of the videos in the hop. They are all linked below. Good luck to all those who enter, and again, Kim, congratulations. The 2 sentiment stamps and the focal stamp on this card come from the Sleigh Ride set from May May Made It. Okay, I hope you can hear me well over the fact that my stepson, oddly enough, is vacuuming the stairs today. So, I started with one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut it down to 8 by 9. For slimline cards, I use a standard number 10 envelope. So that's the business envelope that you get your bills in, this one. And so I took that sheet and I scored it at 4 inches. So that gives us a 9 by 4 inch slimline card base. You can see that's going to fit in there just right. Since I have a 9 by 4 inch card base to work with, I am starting with a piece of 8 3/4 by 3 3/4 glitter cardstock. Now, this is some glitter cardstock that I've had in my stash for some time. I know I got it when it was on clearance, and it looks super dimensionally and glittery, but it doesn't shed, and I don't know who makes it, or if other companies out there are using this producer. Anyway, this is my favorite glitter cardstock because I don't know if you can see it, it's pretty rad. So there's that. And again, this is 8 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's going to give us a pretty nice even first layer of our card. And I'm just going to go ahead and work with this piece for a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of vellum. I'm going to cut this vellum down to 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And you see I just have the sentiment stamps to either side so that they align with the sides of the paper. There was a little bit of a bald spot here in the bottom sentiment. So I went ahead and inked up the stamp again and stamped it. I used my pointer tool to hold the paper down as I opened it up, just so it wouldn't wiggle and smear. I just checked it out a little bit and decided that it was good to go. So I just did the sentiments first. And so now I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. I have a couple pieces of ribbon here that I'm going to attach to this piece of cardstock. And I am going to just tape it down with some purple tape. You can use, you know, a stronger adhesive if you like. This is going to stay underneath when we glue it to our card base. So whatever holds for you is what you should use. There's that. Try to get it evenish on the other side. And you don't want to pull it too tight or it'll bow and you'll do something like that, and that's not what we're going for. You can definitely glue this down on the front, but I am just going to do it this way. There are going to be some other layers on top that will hold it down. So now I'm just going to double check and make sure it looks straightish. And that it sits flat. So I have one more that I'm going to do, and I'm going to put this right next to this first one. I'm not really sure. I think it just gives it a little more interest and dimension. I did have some ribbon that is a little thicker than this, but which is a 1/2 inch. But I decided that I kind of like it this way. So I'm going to tape this one down as well. Now I am going to adhere my vellum sheet. And so you know, there I'm going to have this gold circle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to even up this piece of vellum. I am going to flip this over because this is just about where the vellum is going to sit. And I'm going to put glue in this area. Ooh. All right. There we go. I'm not going to smash it too much because I don't want it to bleed into the area that's not going to be covered by this. But I do want to get it straight. I know that little end is sticking up there, but we're going to deal with that in a little bit. So now I'm just going to give this a minute to dry. Okay, I really don't need that to dry completely. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to wiggle around while I adhered the rest of my stuff, my layers. So now I'm going to glue this on in the middle-ish. And we want it a tiny bit higher than the middle, and you'll see why in a second. But so we are going to glue this edge for sure, whatever goes here, because we want to adhere this piece of gold paper to this piece of red paper. And then, you know, some glue around. So, don't want to put too much here. But do want to make it stick, so let's see how this goes. I think that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and prime my stamp, inking it up, stamping an image. Looks pretty good. I would say it's perfect. All right, those are going to dry over time at some point. And I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this guy down. I want him to have a little bit of a halo across the top. So they're going to be offset a little bit, but just barely. So I want some of that gold paper to show. And now I'm going to go ahead and adhere some other embellishments on top. First I'm going to glue this sheet down. And so for this sheet I'm going to do the same thing that we did underneath this gold piece of glitter paper. But obviously I'm just going to cover it up with a few of these pearls. So there are going to be some pretty small dots that adhere this piece of paper to this cardstock or this glitter stock, but it will be it'll adhere just fine with the art glitter glue. The art glitter glue is not going to loosen up between these two papers once it dries. So now I just need to figure out, I need, I think, about 5 dots of glue here. And literally dots of glue. Let's get this glue going on my, there we go. I'm I'm going to go also clean the tip of the glue off because it'll tend to spread if there are little pieces of dried glue. So let's see. I imagine you could be strategic about this. I am going to put all of the dots outside of the stamped image, so that's something, but otherwise I'm just going to put 5 little dots on here and then glue it down. I just have to remember that here I don't want to glue at the very bottom because it is going to be a little lower than the gold. I don't know if that made sense. So I'm going to put 1 dot here. I'm going to put 1 here. That looks too big to me, right? So I'm going to take some of that off this one, and probably some of this one as well. If it sets up and starts drying before you put it down on the paper, though, it will let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Right, I'm going to stand up for this. Actually going to take a look through the camera because it's right up above. And I think this is just what I want. Just like that. Don't smear the glue too much. Just kind of give it a little tap over the glue. And of course it's the vellum too, so you don't want to like smash it with your dirty fingers. I'm going to let that set for a second before I put the pearls on top. He's so dainty about this, and it's not working. Oh, hello. Just gonna plop this one over here then. Just over that dot of glue. I am using both the blue and the white on this section. I feel like it might give a little tiny, like the idea of snow, or like the sleigh being outside. To be honest with you, I thought I was cheating at first, not coloring in the sleigh, but I really like the way this looks without any color. This particular stamp is really it really has a lot of dimension and shadow in it to begin with. So let's see, one white one here. Now I'm going to decide, I think I just need a tiny one and probably a tiny blue one right there. Ooh. All right. to put the pin in my glue. Okay, now that we're done, I'm going to glue it on the base. Some of it might not be glued yet or dried yet on the top. So I'm just going to be a little bit careful here. Glue all the parts down. And, oh, that is dirty. Okay, I grabbed a cleaner one. I think it's just the ink from my fingers that got it before. And then I'm just going to adhere it down, center it on the base. Again, for some reason I have the pin in my mouth so I don't forget about it, the pin for the glue. And I don't want to smash the whole thing, but do kind of want to make sure I give it some pressure in some of these spots. Bottom there. So there you have it, we're all done. I want to congratulate Kim Dixon again for getting 500 subscribers. Please don't forget to comment if you want to enter the giveaway. We will have the rules posted in the comments below. Thanks for watching. So these are dry. Oh, I'm starting with an 8.5 by 3.5. I'm sorry. What?